the incredible benefits of regular exercise for a woman. What if the most powerful tool for transforming your health, for your heart, your bones, and your mind, wasn't some miracle pill, a new diet, or a complicated wellness trend? Here's the thing, most fitness information out there wasn't designed for a woman's body. But today, we're changing that. We're going to get into the simple, science-backed exercises that deliver profound benefits at every stage of your life. And as science is finally proving, it's simpler for women to achieve than you've been led to believe. For decades, health guidelines have been based on a one-size-fits-all model, which, let's be honest, was a model built around male physiology. But fascinating new research is confirming what many of us have suspected all along. A woman's body responds to exercise in its own unique and, frankly, more efficient way. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about fundamentally upgrading your health from the inside out and adding years to your life. The science shows women can often get the same, or even greater, health benefits as men, but with less time. And this is critical because while our potential benefits are greater, our participation is lower. Studies show a persistent gap, with significantly fewer women getting enough weekly exercise compared to men. My goal today is to help close that gap by showing you just how achievable and life-changing this is. We're not talking about punishing workouts. We're talking about intelligent movement. We're going to break down the science into 3 key areas of a woman's health: your heart, your bones, and your mental well-being. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do, why it works, and how to use the incredible advantage your body already has. The heart health revolution. Let's start with the engine of your body, your heart. Cardiovascular disease is a leading cause of death for women, yet we're often taught to think of it as a man's problem. The reality is, our risk is significant, but our ability to fight it with exercise is truly extraordinary. And this is where the science gets really exciting. A massive study of over 400,000 adults, backed by the National Institutes of Health, came to a stunning conclusion. When it comes to exercise, women get more bang for their buck. For a similar amount of effort, women who exercised regularly had a 24% lower risk of death from any cause, compared to just 15% for men. But the most dramatic difference was in heart health. Women saw a staggering 36% reduction in their risk of a fatal heart attack, stroke, or other cardiovascular event. For men, that number was only 14%. Just let that sink in for a moment. Your body is practically designed to turn movement into powerful cardiovascular protection. So, what does it take to tap into this? It's way more achievable than you might think. The research points to 2 main paths. The first is moderate aerobic activity. Think brisk walking, where you can still hold a conversation but you're a little breathless, or things like dancing or a steady pace on a bike. The sweet spot for that maximum 24% reduction in mortality risk is about 300 minutes a week, which breaks down to around 40 minutes a day. But here's the best part. To get a huge 18% reduction in risk, women only need 140 minutes a week. That's about 20 minutes a day. Men, they need to do the full 300 minutes to get that same 18% benefit. The second path is vigorous activity, your spin class, a jog, or high-intensity interval training. Here, the efficiency is even more obvious. Women can reach a 24% reduction in premature death risk with just around 110 minutes a week. That is less than 2 hours a week for a massive return on your health investment, which is perfect for those of us juggling careers, family, and everything else. The key takeaway is that your heart is incredibly responsive. You don't need to become some elite athlete. You just need to be consistent. Every walk, every dance party in your kitchen, every time you take the stairs, you are actively and efficiently building a stronger, more resilient heart. Building your body's ultimate support system. Okay, let's talk about the very framework of your body, your bones. For women, bone health is not something we can put on the back burner. We are at a much higher risk for osteoporosis, a condition that makes bones brittle and fragile. In the US alone, osteoporosis affects around 8 million women. And this isn't just a concern for later in life. It's a project that starts now. We build up to 95% of our peak bone mass by our early 20s, and from our 30s onward, that density starts to slowly decline, a process that speeds up dramatically after menopause. Think of your bone density as a bank account. For the first few decades of your life, you're making deposits. After that, you start making withdrawals. The goal of exercise is to keep making those deposits, or at the very least, to slow the withdrawals to a crawl. So how do we do it? The answer is non-negotiable, and it comes in two forms: weight-bearing exercise and muscle-strengthening exercise. First, weight-bearing activities. This is any exercise where your feet and legs support your body weight, forcing your bones and muscles to work against gravity. That impact sends a signal to your bone cells to get busy building and reinforcing the structure. High-impact exercises are fantastic for this, things like jogging, dancing, tennis, or jumping rope. But you don't have to pound the pavement to get a benefit. Low-impact options like fast walking, using an elliptical, or climbing stairs are also incredibly effective. One study even pointed to a surprisingly simple exercise: stomping. Just stomping each foot a few times a day, with enough force to crush a soda can help improve hip bone density. The second, and arguably most powerful tool, is muscle strengthening, or resistance training, at least 2 days a week. When your muscles pull on your bones, it triggers that same crucial bone remodeling process. This doesn't mean you have to become a bodybuilder. It can be as simple as using your own body weight for squats, push-ups, and lunges. You can also use resistance bands, dumbbells, or weight machines. The key is to gradually increase the challenge over time. And just like with cardio, women seem to get an outsized reward. Regular strength training can reduce the risk of all-cause mortality in women by up to 19% and cardiovascular death by as much as 30%. For men, those numbers are closer to 11% for both. Your effort is simply worth more. By committing to just 2 strength sessions a week, you are literally building yourself a stronger foundation for life. If you're finding this helpful, and you're starting to see just how powerful your body is, do me a quick favor and hit that like button below. It really does help this video reach more women who need to hear this message. Rewiring your brain for resilience and joy. We've covered the heart and the bones, but what about the command center? Your brain. The mental load that women so often carry, combined with hormonal shifts from our cycles, pregnancy, and menopause, can make us more vulnerable to anxiety, stress, and depression. Exercise isn't just about blowing off steam. It's one of the most effective ways to actively rewire your brain for better mental health. The benefits are both immediate and long-term. Right after a workout, your brain gets a flood of endorphins, which are natural mood elevators. It's that feeling of calm and clarity you get after a good walk or workout. But the real magic is what happens over time. Consistent exercise promotes a crucial molecule called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. The best way to think of BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain. It helps you grow new neurons and form stronger connections, improving memory, cognitive function, and building resilience against stress. The research here is so clear. A major 2023 review found that all types of physical activity, walking, yoga, resistance training, you name it, led to significant improvements in symptoms of mild to moderate depression. The study even found that for fighting depression, resistance training seemed to be most helpful, while for anxiety, yoga and other mind-body exercises had the edge. Another trial with women over 65 found that a structured weightlifting program reduced anxiety scores by over 40% and symptoms of depression by up to 34%. Those are results comparable to some primary treatments, and they come with a whole list of positive side effects. This doesn't mean exercise is a replacement for therapy or medication, of course, but it is an essential and powerful tool for your mental health toolkit. It helps regulate mood swings, improves sleep, and boosts confidence. The most important thing is to find a type of movement you actually enjoy, because that's what you'll stick with. Whether it's a dance class, a hike in the woods, or lifting weights, you are actively building a happier, sharper, and more resilient brain. So let's tie this all together. What we've learned today is that for a woman, regular exercise isn't just a good habit, it's a biological advantage. First, you are fortifying your heart, dramatically cutting your risk of cardiovascular disease with an efficiency that men don't get. Second, you are building an unbreakable framework of bone, making deposits into your bone bank to guarantee strength and independence for life. And third, you are rewiring your brain for joy, creating a natural defense against stress, anxiety, and brain fog. The most empowering part of all this science is the message it sends. You don't need to live in the gym to completely transform your health. Your body is ready and waiting to turn consistent, moderate effort into profound, lifelong benefits. This is the ultimate form of self-care. I'm curious, which of these three benefits resonates with you the most right now? Is it the heart health, the bone density, or the mental well-being? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And finally, if you want to learn more about how to tailor fitness to your unique physiology, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for watching.